Here we are, welcome to round 4 of the Tasmanian Rugby Union. We've got a couple of games here on a cracking, sunny, summery day, Rugby Park. You just see the teams coming out onto the field here for our first game of the day, which is Harlequins Reserves versus Launceston Reserves. Guys played off last week down here as well. Now we've got a double header today. These guys will be followed up by both of their senior grade teams. So this will be a good match today after Launceston really winning quite easily on the scoreboard last week, though Quins, I think Quins ended up scoring more in the second half. There's a few changes and a few different faces on each team, and we'll see what they've both got to offer. So again, just having a look here at the Harlequins side. There have been a few changes in that side, but not too many. Michael Frost's laid out. Lay's Rock-and-Nakua is not in either in number 4. And Michael Palmer on the bench is also an out. I'm sure we'll see a few of their first grade players taking the field. And the Launceston team, there's a couple of outs as well. Daniela Odoloko is not here today. And Fakita Fafita is also listed on there, is not going to be playing either. Got a couple of ins at the end there. We've got, I think, Braden Dorr and Tama Aruni. So we're playing 13 aside from what I hear. Just reduce the numbers on the field, give everyone a bit more space. Plenty of space to get hot in this beautiful sun. My goals today, remember to start the clock. You can all yell from home, maybe I'll hear you.
Stand back, boss.
Hey, Stevie.
So it'll be Launceston with the kickoff, running to the left of screen. Just waiting on the Harlequins team there with their last minute pep talk. We've got the ball in the hands of Manu Fafita for Launceston. Had a really excellent game last week. Started off in 10 and then moved to halfback. And we're away. So the kick comes down and Harlequins player just ducks out of the way, not quite able to take that. And Launceston pounce and have won the ball. So ball comes out to the big guy out there in Selu. Takes a run. There he is again. Sakopi Fanguna in the number 1 there. Sorry, Selu running out there in different jersey, and lots of space out here on the wing. Oh, and I'm not sure why the player hasn't scored over in the corner. Looking for a better opportunity there, but Feneasi Parlay stepped a few players and broke a few tackles just to make the kick that little bit easier. And Launceston are over very early in the game. Little bit risky there, they nearly got him.
No doubt you've seen a few of those come unstuck over the years.
They usually do. So you just see that's Selu there, I think, in wearing number 17. Offloads to Fanguna, and just a nice quick ball here. So Parbury gives it out to Bessel, who found Fafita, and then you've got Parlay out there with lots of space. But duck back in, where's the gap? Nearly taken. Manages to find his way over in the end. And that player who nearly took him down in the end there was the guy who I got lots of props for, young Tom Newton. There goes the kick there, is no good. Smile on his face. Thanks to the Quins bench for providing the kicking tee, and Fafita heads back where he should, Launceston will receive the kick. So last week playing 10-a-side, the try-scoring team makes the kick-off, but 13-a-side isn't an actual official set of rules, so we'll be playing full 15-a-side rules today, which means that Quins will be returning the kick-off. With the ball in the hands there of Faye Leatua, with his undone headgear, strap running everywhere. So decides where to go, and he heads left. Good kick, bit deep, not a lot of height on it, but well taken back there, and Launceston will drive forward. And let's see what they've got. So ball comes out, nice easy fan, ball goes to ground, and we'll look for Parbury coming to the left again. Finds Bessel off to Fafita. He's got lots of space here. Defenders are backing off, and here's the try scorer again. Gives the dummy, and hands it back inside. Hands it back inside and gives Will Harris a nice easy run over. So look out for Phineasi Parley today, because he could have scored that himself quite easily, but no, he's looked for another trick move and makes that a whole stack easier for his kicker.
Hey, Harry, who's that scored that?
Just have a look here again in space. Gives the dummy one way. Great option there for Harris to duck back inside. Newton really couldn't cover both of them and had to put the pressure on, but that was easy in the end. So, Fafita. Much better kick this time, and he puts it over. So a little bit like last week, Launceston taking a really quick lead. Quins are going to have to get their defence out wide to come up. Kai Mason was a defender on this side for Harlequins, who really needed to get up quickly and put the pressure on, but he backed off because he had a couple of extras to cover, but he did have cover defence behind him. So a bit of talk may be needed with the Harlequins defenders out there. Just a little bit uncertain as to who to cover. So Leatua with the kick. Interesting positional change. Here he comes, changes and goes right. Goes long. It's a good option, but finds the hands of this dangerous man. What do you reckon he's going to do this time? Great step, great play. Gives it off to Fafita, who finds the last try scorer there too in Harris. So good rucking there. Oh, it's a long pass. And the Launceston forwards are all lingering out in the middle of the field here. Someone from Harlequins better make a tackle or they'll be over again. And Fanguna tries the pass and it goes wrong, and then he hits it again, but it goes forward. So Harlequins with their first opportunity to get their hands on some ball here. We've got Jason Turnbridge playing halfback here at the moment as well. I was about to refer to this change in positional play here. The big man, Richard Newton, has moved into the back line this week. He had some blistering runs last week. And here comes the scrum ball. Turnbridge goes out there to Leatua, who finds Newton outside him. Newton gives the ball there off to Albert, who's found a bit of pace. Had a great game last week, did Jonah. The ball spills there in the tackle and is kicked back. This guy also had a great second half last time, Ashton Reid. I want to see him put his ears back and run straight. Oh, he's gone the chip here. It's a great option, but no, finds the hands of the defending player getting back there in Fafita, and we're going to come back to the other side for a penalty against Launceston. We just see Newton came in here and gave the ball off to Albert, and Albert ran around. Not sure where the penalty comes, must be in this next phase of play. I think Launceston players in front of the kicker there running up and didn't get back, so that gives Harlequins a really excellent opportunity with the line out 15 metres out in attack. All right, so ball comes to the front, but easily won there by Launceston. Unfortunately, the Launceston players there are deemed to be closing up the gap. So we go quickly here. Leatua, he'd love to find the hands of Newton that close to the line, and he does. And the big fella's over. You can always trust him in that last sort of 5 or 10 metres to take a few with him. And great work. Great combination between those two. I'm looking forward to that. These guys are, you know, both experienced players. Great to see Newton just finding an easy gap there. The ball just came down there in the line out. Launceston closing the gap there and jumping across. And then Leatua takes the quick tap. Newton just has to hold up a little bit. Just delays the pass and draws too. Fafita from Launceston just got up way too early on the outside of Newton, and Newton was able to just walk through that gap with the ball, find that pass and fall over for a well-earned try. It's a high-scoring match last week. I expect we'll see the same again. Some big runners from both teams. And conversion kick comes here from Leatua, and it's good. So 8.5 minutes in here. Launceston 2 tries to Harlequins single try. Good conversion kick there. And the slow return of the ball here in the hands of Fafita. So kick goes right. Same place as last time. Harlequins need to take this ball. Unfortunately, it's knocked on back there by Philip Panisi. Launceston will have a scrum. They dominated pressure in the scrum in the last week, and this last scrum in this match as well. So I expect we'll see a nice easy scrum win here. Money Fafita on the back here. One of the Fafita players called Fafita. Excuse my tongue tie. Okay, ball comes out wide to Bessel. Decides to take it himself and easily gets past the tackle, but goes to step off his left foot and slips, but there's still no one there, so he's able to get back to his feet again. Just the defence there of Harlequins needs to stick a bit better. And Launceston will take it to the ruck again, goes to the right. So referee's found something here. He's called penalty. I'm suspecting those players there were offside. Launceston are going to opt for the scrum, so here we go. Parbury's done a good job here last week and this week so far in driving his team around. He really directs quite well from the base of the ruck. We might even see Fafita take this and go blind. No, Parbury goes to Bessel again. He'll fancy himself. Gives it to Fafita. Oh, there's a great hit out there on Fafita. Great clash out there, but the numbers are out wide again. And here's Parlay. Steps left, steps off his right. And then scores. So good bit of contact there in the middle of the field in defence from it was Kahu Rapini out there who made the big tackle. So Bessel did a good job here to hold up the defence. Gave the ball quickly. There's a nice contact there, just fell off the tackle. Newton was unable to get his hands on the ball, but Parbury with the quick play Parlay had a nice easy pass outside him with Freddie Brown in space, but stepped back in off his left and then the quick step off his right, and he was over. So 2 tries to that man. And the kick goes out wide to the right. So Launceston push their lead. 10 points, pretty comfortable. But Quins with their hands on the ball are pretty dangerous. All right, let's see. Has Leatua got something this time up his sleeve? Is he going to come to the right again? He might want a shallow one out wide. Just doesn't have the experience. He goes deep on the right here. Same place as last time. Finds Parlay. Parlay decides to hang on to it. Gets around Newton. Also gets around the next defender and links up with his forwards on the other side. So Fanguna has a nice big run up the middle there, and Parbury will go right and find Selu. Oh, Selu with a big bust there, but he's fended high. Just got to keep those arms down. He's not happy. Bit of a head shake of the head back there, but just watch him as he comes around here. Got to keep these fens down. So it's good defensive effort there. Just that elbow coming out there onto, not sure who the defender was, Ashton Reed. So good work to Ashton there, putting his body on the line in front of the big fella. And Harlequins will push into attack with a line out.
He's kicked that up to Mount Wellington there.
That's right, all the way down the bushes.
Look at that for a sight.
Better than last week.
It is.
Not a cloud in the sky.
No.
We're waiting for it to be covered in snow.
It was early in the week, remember.
That's right. Such is Hobart life. So Harlequins with the line out. Reed throws it in. Well taken by Panisi, and he gets it down to Turnbridge, who gives it out to Leatua. Let's see what Newton's got. Yeah, avoids the first tackle. No, well held onto by Fafita on the ground there. So Turnbridge comes again. He doesn't have much on offer outside him. Finds the hands of James Hamilton, who has a good run there. Well done, Hamilton. Busts one through one tackle and hangs onto the ball and stays on his feet. Ball coming back to the left here. Oh, wide pass there. We like this guy in space out here, though. Jonah Albert's a good hard runner. Ball knocked down out of his hand there, and Leatua finds some space in front of him. Does he have someone to offload to? Can't quite find the offload there, but in the end it ends up in the hands of Turnbridge, who makes a few more metres, and Leatua goes wide to Albert. He gives the pop ball off here to Newton. No one with Newton. Great little push off by Fanguna there on Hamilton in the ruck, but doesn't solve anything, and Albert gets busy again. Tom Newton with a little bit of space out here. Good tackle there in the end by Fafita. Ball's popped up to Turnbridge. He's got Mason there to help him out, and the ball's held on to. We're going to come back. So we've got a bit of a discussion happening over here. Problem penalty, I'd say, to Harlequins we're going to see. Some words happening there with against Fafita. I think it was Fafita. See the good pop there from Newton on the ground. So a decision here by Harlequins as to what they're going to do, and they're going to have a shot. So that 10-point lead here may hopefully narrow to 7. Off the boot of Faye Leatua. Gives the players a bit of an opportunity to have a bit of a breather while this happens. So Leah Tua with the penalty goal attempt from right in front, 25 metres out. Bit of a stagger there in his run-up, actually, and he's just shoved that off to the left. So he started to take his kick there, and not sure what happened. Bit of a stutter in his run-up. Just realised, I think, that he'd paced himself back badly. So disappointment there for Quins, but they'll get the ball back here. Although Fafita with his kick, he'll be looking out wide on this side of the field. No, he's going to go to the right. No, he ends up dead up the middle there, finds Newton. This guy's got a bit of room in front of him. Fafita takes him well around the knees, and that's the only way to take this guy down too. He's a big up in the upper body, but long legs. Hamilton hits the ball up there, takes it into contact and just pushes it back out. We'll see the ball come back around here to Rapini. Launceston players need to clear out the back of the ruck there, and they do. And the ball comes back wide to Hamilton again. Just shovels it sideways a little bit there to his teammate. Dodd, I think, is out there possibly. And Harlequins win that ball. Some great tackling by Launceston, driving Harlequins back. They need to just settle, find a little bit of structure here and hit the ball up a bit harder. Panisi flicks it out wide. Some great contact in the middle of the field there. Oh, interesting little contest for the ball there. I think that's knocked forward by Tom Newton, and Parley grabs it and he's going to find himself some space. Straightens up, off the right foot. Oh, Parbury can't quite take the pass. I like the way Parley's playing. He's certainly a live wire, and he could have kept running himself there, but he's looking to get his teammates into the play. He's also looking a bit puffed, so maybe he doesn't want to run that extra 40 metres himself. They're going to have to shut him down, though. So Harlequins with another scrum, just about to hit the halfway mark of this first half. And ball comes back to Leah Tua, who kicks long and finds the dirt. Freddie Brown's back there and gathers that easily without too much of a hassle, and finds his teammate there, I think, in Dorr, who's chipped forward. And, oh, Turnbridge bounces a couple of times. Oh, great chase there by Dorr. No, it's not Dorr. Who is that? Sam Wise, actually, out there in the number 21. So good kick and chase by Wise. And Quins have managed to regather and make a bit of space. Leah Tua slips through. Oh, and he's thrown the ball to nobody. And it's regathered by Launceston. We'll just see as we come back here, Parbury on the ground, just getting back. He's a bit dazed. Manages to get the ball and find Fafita. Fafita goes to chip, but then gives it out to Selu. Gives a flat pass and finds Will Harris out here on the wing with a good fend, but well taken in the tackle there by Mason. And Brown comes in and helps out so that Parbury's got a bit of time, and he finds Fafita, who dummies the kick again and steps through easily. There's no one in front of him. Tom Newton's almost got him, but can't quite grab him. Still has another go. Desperation there from Newton, but can't quite get hold of that jumper. So good try there to Fafita. Just found the front row all standing there, not ready, and steps through pretty easily. It's a great chase from Newton. He almost grabs him, not quite. Has another go and then a dive. No good. Manu Fafita with the try. Here's some good support from his teammates, who are just standing directly underneath the camera. Possibly some supporters, or maybe some players from the Launceston First Division team. They're having a good time watching. And there goes the kick, and he's missed as well.
That was off camera.
Launceston bench have a good joke there. Fafita's kicking's not quite been on song today. Neither's Leah Tua, actually, after his second attempt. Nice kick to convert the first try by Harlequins, but his second kick was a horrid mongrel. So Harlequins with the slow walk back to the halfway.
Well, I won't be here, so... Yeah, I'm going to go start the way up the first grade team, so...
All right, kick from Leatua. Where's he going to go? Goes over to the left again. It's a beautiful kick there. Nice bit of depth on it. Well taken at the back there. And a great run up the middle of the field there. I think that's Door for Launceston. Sub. And Fanguna has another big run here. Lots of numbers out here. The defensive line for Harlequins is just hanging off. Great effort by Tom Newton there on Selu, but that man Parlay around the outside. He looks to give it off to Harris, but he's already given him one, so he'll take it himself. Good commitment by Tom Newton on the big fella there. Comes all the way back to the kickoff. Pretty easy try there. It's a great run here. Great hit up by Dorr. Great contact here. Good effort. Pretty poor effort actually by Turnbridge to tackle. Very high and no real commitment in that. But just watch young Tom Newton comes across here and sees he needs to have a good effort and at least slows Selu down there. But Fafita gives it off to Parlay and he's in easily. So the tries are reasonably free-flowing so far. I think the conversion was missed again too.
I think we had a whistle, didn't we?
I heard the whistle, yeah. The scoreboard hasn't put it up though. Not sure. Yeah, certainly there was a whistle. I'll keep my eyes out on the scoreboard over the other side who haven't added that. So the ball comes down and taken by Launceston. Fanguna with another big run there. He's going to be tired. He's going to deserve his rest at half-time. Can he go the whole way? No, he doesn't need to. He gives it off to Money Fafita on his right-hand side. And another easy try there to Launceston off the kickoff. And I believe that was converted the last try, so it was 29-7. And now we're looking at 34-7 after the try to Fafita. They told me to call him Money Fafita. And the kick's no good on that one. So, Launceston pushing ahead. Five minutes into the first half here. It's going to be tough going for Harlequins. Last week, Launceston were on song for making 100, but Harlequins in the second half really shut them down. So the kickoff goes for a short one this time. It's a great option. Oh, the bounce is awful, but finds Ashton Reed after bouncing over the head of his teammate. It's a great option there. So just something a little bit creative. That's what they need, Harlequins. Newton takes the ball and hands it off to Rapini with a good run there. Flicks it back. Good support there. So Harlequins players with their tails up now. Just need to keep running, need to settle now and find some good phase ball. Turnbridge goes one way and goes the other. Not held onto by the tackler and makes another couple of metres. And Harlequins reset. So not sure who wants that ball, but it's knocked backwards in the attempted catch. Launceston's got to roll away here and get off that ball, so ball's free for Harlequins. Turnbridge talking to his team, wants to know who he's got. I think we've seen Newton take the ball into contact and pop it back to nobody. Remember, Launceston have somehow managed to steal that ball there off the ground. Great footwork there by Selu. And good contact, they really want him. That's Jamal Kelly in the number 8 for Quins having another go. And Selu gets the ball down and Fafita decides, let's kick for the line. Just noticed a bit of a substitution there for Harlequins with Cameron Ransley coming on here in the no numbered jersey just on the left of your screen. Tom Newton not happy about something here and he's lost his headgear. But it'll be a Harlequins line out. So the ball's well taken there, but unfortunately not straight. That ball's got to go roughly down the middle of the line out. Can go a little bit to your player, but if it hits him in the chest, it's definitely not straight. A bit of discussion going on there with the referee, but he's got the whistle. He knows what he's doing. It's Grant Rogers, a very experienced campaigner in the yellow. So scrum goes down and comes Launceston's way. Good drive there by Harlequins, but the ball's out. Goes to Bessel. He's going to find Parlay on his inside. No, Fafita out wide. And Brown with a lot of space out there. He's looking for someone outside him. Hangs onto it. Ransley falls for it. That dummy was from about 15 metres away. And Brown goes to score and realises nobody chased. And there's another one. So, good running there with the ball in 2 hands from Brown.
Freddie Brown. I think he's actually wearing his proper number.
Just came back to that scrum here. It was a good ball. It was a good little centre switch in play here. Parlay came in and drew a couple of tacklers. That gave Fafita all that space. And as soon as Brown got his hands on that ball and running with the ball in 2 hands, the defenders are all in 2 minds out there. And Ransley just sagged off him looking for the support player. And Brown nearly puts it down. Well done, mate. I don't know if there was some call from his teammates. Under the posts, under the posts. And Parbury's there to meet him.
He looks like a player from the 1920s, Brown, doesn't he? Really.
He does.
Classic looking
That's right.
individual.
The shorts look a bit bigger than standard these days.
You know, the way he ran there and strutted along.
Bit of a loping run on him.
Conversion was good. Big score.
Big score, yep.
What's the biggest score you've ever seen in the match?
Your
time, Deon?
I think it might even still be the record. I think my first game of seniors rugby for Taroona was against West Coast down here, and we put on 174 to 0. I think the score's 41 by my card. Yeah, and we've got that on our scoreboard. Oh, a looping pass there from Bessel. Doesn't find that man in the number 27 out there, Tama Rooney. Yeah, I think it was 174. Might have been 175. It was a long time ago. Back in the days when there were very, very large statewide competition, and West Coast team had 2 teams in this competition. Most clubs had reserves and seniors back in the 90s and 80s. It's a pretty popular sport. So Launceston with the line-out win there, and bustling forward in the hands of Kieran Fallon. Hear the call there, no fullback. Bessel will run it wide though. No fullback means no cover defence. And Parlay gets it out to Brown. He's got some space again. Oh, he's put the ball under one hand this time, and he's showing us. Oh, he's going to fall over. I don't know. The 1920s running style. He tried for the 21st century, I think, and his old style legs nearly forgot what they had to do. But a good try. You know what? I think the socks up the slightly bigger shorts.
Yep.
There's almost I don't know, an AFL Darryl Baldock look about him. Expected him to give a hand pass to somebody. But no, great running. Again, it's all too easy for Launceston at the moment. The backline defence from Harlequins is really struggling, and every time the ball gets thrown out there, Launceston have got a two-man overlap. Brown took that ball again with, I think, Sam Wise outside him over there, and either of those players were going to score. Goes the drop kick, and he's missed, and we're calling that half-time. No? Yes, half-time. So a nice short half for the players there with only 13 on the field.
Entertaining.
Entertaining, lots of points there, 46-7 Launceston's way. So Harlequins, what can they do? Can they repeat last week and come back with a more positive and attacking style of rugby in the second half where they, I think, outscored Launceston? Or is this going to end up being a rout where Launceston continue and put on a lot of points? Going to have some strategic changes, I think, in their back line out there, but I don't know who they've got who can go in and fill in and help with their defence out there, because those outside backs of Parley and Brown particularly have put on quite a few tries, and the space out wide is killing Quins. So we'll see how we go in the second half, and we'll take a break. All right, so just coming back after the halftime break. See I do believe the scoreboard on the other side that says 41-6 has missed the final try that was scored by Launceston. And hopefully I've got this right, and it's 46-7. Not hopefully for Harlequins though. So a bit of a drubbing so far. They've got a long way to come, and their out wide defence really needs to stop waiting back and hanging off these Launceston players. I think a bit better line speed from the defenders for Harlequins will go a long way to narrowing that score, or at least making sure it doesn't blow out even further. So it will be Harlequins to start the second half. And referee Rogers blows the whistle and has a run, but we're not going yet. And there it is, kickoff actually happens. So ball falls into the hands of Brian Varka for Launceston, who's well tackled. Fanguna has had a few big runs so far in the first half. Hopefully he's fresh enough to keep running. He's a big, tall fella, and he's hard to take down. So Launceston, a few busts up just to make contact, just to settle things. Ball comes out to Selu, who hands it off to Fanguna, who's found some space. Can he be taken down? Really well done out there by Faye Leatua to take him down just around the ankles, because otherwise he was home. And then the ball comes from Bessel. Ball goes to this man, Parley, who scored 2 or 3 tries. And he's got some support outside him in Sam Wise, who's taken over the sideline. So again, finding space around the outside, Launceston. Cover defence was good though this time. Just check the defence here. The Harlequins defence got up a bit quicker there. We can still see Newton hanging off in the defence there, just ball watching rather than looking at the man outside. But luckily for Harlequins, the little knock there from Newton was able to get Wise out of play, giving Harlequins a line out in defensive area. Just able to get a bit of a touch on him and lost balance. So ball comes down from the line out, and the line out's not straight. Disappointment there for Quins. They was hoping to be able to exit their defensive end. So we'll see Parbury put the ball into the scrum here. Playing 13 aside, so teams are playing with full back line and just 6 in the scrum. Okay, ball comes to the back there for Feeder. No, Parbury takes it and finds Bessel, who straightens up off the left foot and finds a gap in there. Ransley, it's not like him. He's been dummied once in the first half and easily stepped that time.
Kisses the bub on the way
Kisses
past.
the bub.
I mean, that's just community rugby.
That's right. Is Patrick Bessel like looking for a seat in Parliament somewhere or what? I don't know what's going on there. Anyway.
It's a classic.
We push ahead. And the conversion's good too. Yeah, good little step here. I mean, really, Ransley needed to make a better effort at defending here. He was just not watching where that ball was coming. Really out of place, I think so. Defensive setup there for Harlequins was just really players out of place. I think there's not enough conversation going on between them as to who's got to defend where, and it's pretty easy for Launceston to just make space wherever they want because of that disarray. So Quins need some good communication in that defensive line. Kickoff comes left and finds Parley. He decides to have a kick and he goes out on the full. Yeah, out on the full, bro. So we'll go all the way back to where the kick happened, which is about 25, 26 metres out. Good attacking opportunity here for Quins. Quins are going to a short line out here, only 4 players. There's Leah Tour with the ball, who's coming into halfback. Nice little flick pass there off the back of the right hand. And Hamilton will throw the ball in. And Launceston jump across again there. They well won. The liftings are really good. Ball comes out wide here to Selu. Got to take him lower than that. Everyone's just going so high. Finally take him down. And Parbury comes back to the right. Great hands there by Bessel, who finds that big man Fanguna again. Just tripped again by Leah Tua. And Bessel comes in and has a look for Fafita outside him. He's got a nice step on him. Pop out the back of the hand there and finds his teammate in Fallon, who sensibly comes back in field a little bit. But the Launceston players in that ruck dive off their feet over the top to secure that. And Quins, fortunately, win a penalty. The big fella here, Leah Tour again, goes for the ankles. That's his teammates need to take some notice of that. It's a great pass here from Fafita too. If you keep an eye on this little flick pass here, right there, bam. Finds Fallon, who steps back inside into Leah Tour again. And then I think it's Bessel there who goes off his feet. And hands the ball back to Quins. So Quins with the line out right in front of us. They really need to try something different here. They've been shut down at the front. These lifters on money for feeder at the front here are way too quick. And again, just the throw, just finds Fafita's hands. And Launceston win that line out again. So Leah Tua is about the only person on the Launceston team really with aggressive defensive tactics at the moment. But we've finally got the ball in the hands of Quins. So here we go. Great run up the middle there by Rapini. And Panisi hands it out to Ransley. Oh, Turnbridge just can't hold on to it. Pass was sort of really bulleted into his hands, and Launceston go ahead with Bessel. And Will Harris with a bit of a run, taken over the sideline by Ransley. So great opportunity there, but pass just went too hard to the hands of Turnbridge. Was unable to grab hold of it. So another line out here to Harlequins. We're going to see Ashton Reid with the throw. Not been able to win their own line out here. They just can't throw it to the front. They've got to throw it anywhere other than where Fafita's jumping. Well, that worked, but man who reads that better is Selu. Palms off Ransley, bumps off one, bumps off two. Finds his players outside him in parlay, and he's got them lined up outside him. So Brown on the inside, no, doesn't need him. Oh, decides to duck and weave again. And eventually decides, here will do. And drops down and scores. Come all the way back to that line out again there. Just bounce over the back and really, really well read by Selu, who palms off Ransley, bumps off Newton. Oh, really bumps off Rapini. And then what a pass. It was a great pass out there to Parlay, and he's got too much pace there. And yeah, the runner inside him there, Jonah Albert, just not able to keep up. But good effort there for the Quins defenders out there to really put some pressure onto him. But it was, again, just too simple. Those low tackles not sticking, and I mean, you know, I don't really fancy putting myself in front of Amalani Selu running at full speed down there, but they've got to do better. And the conversion, no good. So Launceston push that lead ahead, 58-7. It's a big lead now, 51 points. It's going to be pretty tough for another 30-odd minutes of Harlequins if the score's going to continue this way. So Quins with the kickoff here. And away we go. Nice low kickoff there. And finds the man who received the kickoff at the start of this half, and Brian Varka. So Varka takes it up and hits it up nicely. He's taken down. Parbury gets up slowly, but looks for a gap. Can't make it. Fanguna fends off one, bumps off another. And then the ball's in the hands of Fafita. Okay, good tackling out there by Jonah Albert. He's really put a bit of spark into the defensive line. Just someone who's rushing up in defence, and Fafita throws that ball forward in the tackle. So Fafita needs a break here. I think it's the first time he's been tackled in the match. He just needs a bit of a rest. He's a little bit surprised actually by the defence of Albert, who came across from behind him. Just holding his lower leg. Bit of a stretch. So everyone just standing around waiting. While Manu Fafita has a bit of work done there on his leg. And he's up and he's fine. It's good, good bit of sportsmanship happening here while the players wait and let him get attended to. So Harlequins, what have they got here? Cameron Ransley's come into first receiver here. We'll be looking to put Richard Newton outside him into a gap somewhere, or maybe Jonah Albert, who's up and about at the moment. But unfortunately, scrum doesn't work out there for Quins. And Leah Tua comes around offside as that ball pops out. Bad luck there for Quins. Can't cut a break at the moment. So Patrick Bessel will kick the ball down for touch. Only makes about 10 metres there. That's all you need. We'll come back for a line out. The ball in the hands of Kieran Fallon for Launceston. Interesting setup in the line out here for Launceston, with Money Fafita actually coming out to the halfback position and runs in to jump, and then the little switch around the throw doesn't find him though, and is knocked forward by Ashton Reid, I think, there. So interesting, just trying something a little bit different, Launceston. I mean, it's worth doing, I guess. They need to practice some of these moves, but they really don't need to. And here comes the ball. Panisi manages to get his hand on a line-out ball and a win for his team. So Ransley gives it off to Rapini, who finds Albert. Oh, nearly an intercept, and ball stolen there by Parley. He'll duck one way, duck the other, and gives the ball off to Varka, who's been busy this half. And Launceston go left quickly. Turnbridge gets up quickly, which was good defensive tactic, but the ball actually goes past Patrick Bessel and into the hands of Manu Fafita, who scores. So just these one-off defensive efforts by Harlequins really aren't paying off. You can see Turnbridge there decided he had to get up quickly, which nearly paid off, but his backs outside him need to also put that kind of effort into getting up off the defensive line if they're going to have any hope of stopping this Launceston team hitting 100 by the end of the game. One of the challenges with this 13-a-side rugby and only having 6 forwards is that you don't have those loose forwards coming across in cover defence. So it's making it really challenging. Those first up tackles really need to stick in a back line because there's no flankers coming around behind to help you out. Nice looking kick there by Bessel, and he makes the points. Where's he been all game with his kicking? So Launceston push ahead 65-7. Harlequins just can't find the spark that they found last week in this match. As I said, the defensive efforts in their back line are really the key. They really need people to make those first tackles. And if they can't take these big fellas down, they've got to hang on to them and slow them down. Don't go high. Got to make sure you don't get bumped off. So kickoff goes right and finds Fafita, who just steps around James Hamilton, who was the only person really chasing that kick. Ball gets flung back there. Well tackled in the end by Reed. And Launceston finds some space. So Rooney with a little bit of space with the ball in his hands, and the ball comes back to the right into the hands of the big fella, Fanguna. Oh, Albert nearly able to hang on to that one. There's a good contact, a great tackle in that situation there. You see Fanguna, he didn't like that. He's still down. Great hit. I think it was Mick Dodd coming in with a second hit on this one. Just comes out here. No, I think actually maybe it's Kelly. Yeah, Jamal Kelly coming in. So a couple of good tackles there. Ransley and Kelly working together. That's what we need to see from Harlequins. It's a good effort there from Ransley to get his body height down and go low, and then Kelly was able to come over the top and force the error, but sadly Jonah Albert wasn't able to catch that ball. Ball gets swung left here. Grubbered through by Bessel. Who's got the pace here? Ransley looks like he'll get there first. Dives on that ball. Can he hold it up? Has he got the support there? No, I think Launceston will be penalised here for going down on the player on the ground. Space was there for Bessel. Brown was there ready wanting the ball, but Ransley was able to get back and cover. And I think Brown just sort of went down off his feet and got in the way. So, oh, look at the great actions there of the great man, Jimmy Hobden. He's had to,
all instinct, wasn't it?
That's right. He's had to retire from refereeing this year after doing his hammy, I think, while playing with his grandkids.
Oh, no.
But it's a sad story. He's sitting there with Mike Blomfield, a couple of our match officials over there doing the referee coaching. So Launceston with the ball again. Varka's been busy. Oh no, that was Fafita. We're seeing the players coming around offside in this ruck here. So quick tap. And ball comes wide. So I found some space. Who have we got outside here? Great hands from Ransley to get that onto Albert. That was really great work. Just a bit loose ball there from Albert, but I think the ball's knocked out of his hands. No. So just go back there and have a look. Leah Tour, I think, he's now taken the headgear off. Had Reed with him, who falls over the player, but it was a great pass here. Ransley managed to flick that on somehow with Wise bearing down on him, and just Albert again with that ball just holding a bit loose in his hands, unable to get that pass off. So, a bit of reprieve there for Launceston. Unfortunate there, Harlequins through a great run by Leah Tour off that quick tap. Launceston with the scrum. So Parbury will take the ball here. He's going with Fafita, gives him a little bit of a tap and says, yeah, let's go. Great little dish off to Bessel. Here's another man who looks like he's running out of the 1920s. Is he going to get chased down? Tom Newton's got a chase on him but can't catch him. Expect him to get up and light his pipe and put his slippers out in front of the fire.
He's got a classic look about himself as well.
Sure does. And he's also got a very puffed look about him after having to run about 60 metres with that ball. But it was an excellent little pass off to him from Parbury, and unfortunately the defenders again just letting those first tackles just not stick. So it's good. You see the little tap comes here from Parbury to Fafita, said, let's go, let's go, let's go. Fafita takes it and draws the first man. And just the pop there. Not sure who that tackler was, who didn't get his body in close enough. Just tried to reach out with the arms to make the tackle.
He missed it.
And he's missed. Just the... It's the lateral movement of these defenders. They're not getting their bodies in front of the players they're trying to tackle, which makes it very easy to bust through because the tackles just end up being all arms. In that situation, I think it was Turnbridge who was the player there trying to make the tackle, but just needed to get his body height, his body position across and in front of Bessel rather than just trying to take him side on. Okay, I can see Aaron Carroll out there for Quins in the number 22. He certainly created a good defensive and offensive presence on the field when he came on last week for this team. So hopefully he'll be able to have a little bit of an impact, and we'll see him here. He's going to be the first one to chase this ball down. Certainly close to get there. Player steps around. Rooney makes a good few metres there. Reed not rolling out of the way, but it was some good intent there from Harlequins. And again, look, the tackles getting up in their face, driving them backwards is really what's needed. So ball comes wide, good pressure. Parlay, does he have some space? Yes. Who's going to take him? Nobody at this point. Carroll slips off him, just steps around and gives it to Bessel on the way back inside, moving the other direction, who finds his halfback there in Parbury, who slips through one. He's taken down, but he gets the ball away. Oh, great pass from Brown out to, I think that's Varka, who throws the ball over his left-hand shoulder. But I think it might have gone forward. Some exciting support play there from Launceston. That was big Brian Varka. He's playing maybe in the front row. I'm not sure. Might be playing in the second row. He's had a really impactful second half, getting his hands on the ball a lot. I don't think I called his name out in the first half. Maybe he wasn't on the field. So a bit of scrambling defence there from the Harlequins team. See them with an opportunity to exit their defensive territory. Although with a score like this, you're probably better off having a crack and trying to run the ball out rather than kicking for the line out that's not been very successful. So let's see what Leatua does. He's got Mason around on his right, and he goes that way too. He's got some space. Is Mason able to keep up with him? No, but the tackle misses, and he gets there. I think Mason gets there in support, and Harlequins will go to ruck. There's no halfback there, but the ball's still in, so he'll have enough time to get it out. Hamilton comes up and just picks it up and is easily tackled there. And Harlequins will ruck it again and look to run it out of their defensive 22. So ball comes out to Panisi, who gained the rushing defence there from Launceston. In Kieran Fallon is all over him, and they make no ground. In fact, they probably lose 3 metres. Somebody here, maybe this guy, maybe Ashton Reed. No, the ball's kicked over in the end and finds Brown. Let's see what he's got. There is a long raking pass, finds Parlay, who slips around one, but yeah, it's well taken in the end there by Newton, I think, making the tackle, and the ball gets knocked on. So the knock-on happens, and the player picking that ball up is in front of the knock-on in an offside position, so not allowed to play that, which is a penalty. And Tom Newton will kick for touch. Good aggressive defence there from Newton in that occasion to shut Parlay down after a couple of cunning steps. Unfortunately, that ball's not out and finds the hands of Brown with a pass out there and finds a Rooney, who loves a bit of space and is taken down by Newton. So Newton gets back on side, and a good hit there by Reed on Parbury. Just need to make sure they're staying on side there. They're a bit offside on the side of this ruck here, Harlequins. They need to take a little bit of a half a step back. Ball comes wide, great rushing defence there, I think by Richard Newton, and knocked on. So a bit of pressure from Harlequins, and Launceston aren't really up to it. All of a sudden, Quinn's defence is on the front foot, and Launceston can't hang on to the ball. This is good work. Good work from Harlequins. All comes back to some good aggressive defence. So a turnover. Let's see what this man with the ball can do. He's had a few good runs. He just needs someone to go with him. He had a great run off the back of the scrum from deep in their defensive territory before, but didn't have anybody with him. He's now found Carroll. He'll like to step off his left foot and straighten up, but the defence is up to it, hangs on to it, and gets supported by his teammates. Leatua comes this way. Some great contact again there. Ashton Reid running into the tackle of Aruni. And makes a few metres after that. Now the ball comes to Rapini, who hits it up. And Harlequins will have another go. Give it to their big front rowers here. Mick Dodd with the ball. Oh, a bit of a fend there in the face, I think, on Aruni, but we'll play on. Ball's there for Harlequins. And there's an advantage going the way of Launceston. So Mick Dodd deemed to be holding on at the bottom here, and the quick tap comes. Parlay finds Fafita outside him. Mason's got to work harder, and he does. Well done. Great. Just got hold of the jersey. And then Varka, though, gives it to the looping player in Parlay, who stops short. And I think he's probably... Yeah, we're going to get a penalty here to Harlequins for the player holding on the ground. I'm not sure what happened with Parlay. I think he might have thought he'd crossed the try line and then realised, oh, hang on, that's only the 5 metre line. And he had to release that ball when he hit the ground. So just see it comes back here. Someone decided to take the quick tap here. Bessel. He found Parlay looping around, who gets it off to Fafita. And then Fafita's well tackled. Well done there by that player in Mason, who loops out to Varka. And then we see Parlay take this ball down. And he steps back inside and realises, oh, that's not it. And now he has to release, and he's holding on. So well done there by the Harlequins defenders to not give away a penalty. We also saw that man Varka come in and diving off his feet to try and secure that as well. So bit of luck. Something happens to go Harlequins' way. All right, Launceston with the line out, about 12 metres from the halfway line in their defensive zone. And the ball doesn't go where it needs to go, so Parbury's onto it. He steps one way, steps the other, holds onto it, and finds Selu. Can he run the whole way here? He'll take a few with him. No, he's well taken down in the end by Carroll. Gets it out quickly. Good rushing defence there again from Albert. And the ball's popped out. And they're now, just the defence now from Quins is starting to pounce. Making their tackles stick, or at least preventing the players from offloading. Players get fended off everywhere. Selu rolls close to the line, and Parbury goes left, and he's got lots of space out there. And that's money for Fafita with the try. So it's great to see Harlequins have upped the ante with their defensive pressure, but Launceston have risen to the occasion at this opportunity and just able to feed the ball from one side of the field to the other and then back. 75-7 with, based on last half, maybe only 5 minutes to go. Just watching that ball here, came from the middle quite nicely and too much space out wide. And Fafita, who's played a good solid game, especially his line-out work's been great, scores that try. And conversion this time taken by Fineasi Parlay. All sevens on the scoreboard. And the referee looks like he's even holding up 7 fingers. Might mean there's 7 minutes to go. All right, Quins with the chase. Who's going to get there? Tom Newton leads the chase, but the ball's gone way too deep for anyone to catch hold of that. And Launceston push it to the left. Parley throws the pass out, but it's come off the hand of his teammate. Gone forward, no. Referee decides that it went backwards. Hamilton with a big hack out of midair. Wasn't quite able to get his body height down to catch that, so decided to kick it. And here we go, Launceston running down the left. Pat Bessel goes back inside to Fafita and the referee's called that one forward. I think maybe a little bit of justice for what might have been a knock on earlier. We go back to this pass here, certainly looked like it went a bit earlier than that, I apologise. This one here he's called forward, pretty flat, but fair enough, good call. Let's give Quins a shot at having some possession and see what they can do. So scrum goes down. Faye Leah with the put in. What's he going to do here? Ball comes back nicely, fishes it out quickly, looks to go blind and then comes back the other way. Finds Carroll, who loves to step off his left foot, but he's shut down in defence by Fafita. And they decide to go wide and find Tom Newton. Tom Newton fends off Brown and goes for the next guy. Looks for Wise, he's tackled again. Finally Brown gets a hold of him and the support play comes. So Farley taken to ground. What can Leah Tua do? He's got no one with him, so he slows it down a little bit and takes it into the tackle. Panisi comes to the left, finds Turnbridge, who dummies and then just goes straight into a tackle. Ball's ripped straight off him there. It's lucky maybe that there wasn't a high tackle by Parley, and Bessel will clear the ball and find touch.
No, he won't.
No, he won't.
He won't.
The flag, touch judge's flag went up, I saw, but now I see the ball's on the ground. Now Reed, unfortunately there, has picked the ball up with his foot on the touchline. No, we're coming all the way back. See the kick. I think the decided that the kick must have touched the line. We'll go back again and have another look.
When I get the ball,
no, we won't. We'll cut back. Oh, Mick Dodd with the taking the line out. Who's going to help him? Oh, look at the big dummy there from Hamilton. It's a bit of oofing from the players hitting the ground down there, but some good intent here. So Kelly runs in and hands the ball off, finds Carroll, who's got Turnbridge outside him and throws that left-handed pass forward. Just a bit of a whistle blow here. I think that's Hamilton on the ground still after he sold this big dummy. We'll go back and have a look. Takes the ball off the back here. Oh, look at the dummy there. Steps inside. Beautifully done. And then thumps to the ground with a player on his back. So a bit winded, but it was a great little dummy there with the right hand. But we'll see Launceston with the scrum. Probably only a few minutes to go here. Seem to be playing, I think, 35-minute halves. Good scrum push there from Quins, but I think Launceston will get it through Parbury. Finds Bessel, who's had a good run, and he gives it off to Fafita. Bit of a high tackle there, unfortunately, from Carroll over the top there. And Parley has a bit of a run. Bessel with the ball again and finds Harris on his outside, who's got a bit of space. I think they might catch him. He looks to go back inside and he's well... No, yes. Ankles again from Leah Tua. Bessel Gill, another high tackle there. Carroll's got to be careful here. Just a couple of lazy high tackles from Carroll. He'll be taking the field in the next match. I'm not sure what impact that has if you're carded in an earlier match, if that prevents you from playing in a subsequent match. So Launceston push ahead into the 80s.
Oh, lovely.
Great kick. And referees decided that that's full time. So in a very high scoring affair, the Launceston team in a 13 against 13 man match have come out 84-7 winners. I think the tale of today was the speed and pace of the Launceston backline, particularly had lots of ball and were able to get around the outside of the Harlequins team, who probably had a few more forwards than they would have liked, and their defensive line didn't quite have the pace to be able to get up and shut down the Launceston backline, who looked very slick. So a couple of players out there who scored multiple tries today, particularly looking at Phineas Parley, who could have scored another one late in the game but stopped about 5 metres short. And Freddie Brown scored a couple in the first half as well. Was quieter in the second half, but I have it on good advice that Freddie Brown's a bit of a good dancer. And I was hoping in that second half he might have scored again and give us a bit of a break dance, but not to be. So in a good spirited affair, we've seen the travelling Launceston team from come down, and a very comfortable winners against a fairly depleted Harlequins team, 84-7. We'll be back soon, maybe 45 minutes, with our Premiership Division game between the same two clubs you can see in front of you. So Launceston and Harlequins. It's 1 versus 2 on the ladder, and it's bound to be a cracking affair. So stay tuned and we'll see you soon. And welcome back. So just see the Launceston team making their way out onto the field. And they do have an unchanged list in their starting 15. The only changes on that list that I'm aware of that Braden Dorr will not be taking the field as a reserve, but he's been replaced by number 23, Will Harris. And the Harlequins team. Again, an unchanged 15 for these guys as well. But a number of changes on their bench. So Frost, Rokanakua and Richard Newton won't be here today. I've got Ashton Reid, Fale Adeleo and Michael Dodd filling in. So looking to be a great match. Two very well fitted out teams here today. Harlequins fresh off a narrow victory last week against Taroona on this ground, just managing to hang in while Taroona were pressuring towards the end of the game, and Launceston, who've been pretty comfortable victors in all of their games so far. So it'll be Launceston with the kickoff. And we're away. So kick comes to the left. Runs down into the hands of Altman, who takes it nicely. Can't get the ball off there. And it's stolen very quickly by the Launceston players. So Harrison Johnson there, I think, in the front row. Takes that ball up and well secured. Launceston go back to the right here, find through the hands. Good rushing defence there from Harlequins. It's what their second grade team needed earlier, but Launceston are quick to get that ball out wide, and it finds the hands of John Dunbar. Again, good defence from Harlequins out wide, and they settle their defensive line. Launceston just taking that ball easily, and there's hands in the bottom of that ruck there illegally. And Launceston will take a penalty about 23, 24 metres out. And they opt for the line out. So take the ball inside Harlequins 22 for a good initial attacking opportunity for Launceston. Just again waiting for the ball to be retrieved from somewhere at the bottom of the hill. And the throw in the line out comes from Peters. And it's spilled over the back there by the Launceston jumper. So lucky break there for Quins. The knock on in the line out, and they'll get to feed the ball into their scrum. That was Callum Lyle in number 27. No, jumping player couldn't take that was Sanday Lawson. So Quins with the win there, picked out of the back there by Halafanua. Goes to David Woollerman, who's come into the halfback position and doesn't find touch. That ball ends up in the hands of Launceston outside backs, who are running nice and strong through there, stepping. And the ball's taken down just inside or just over the 10-metre line and taken with a pick and drive around to the blind. Again, taken there by Anderson, who drives. It's held up nicely but makes his way to the ground, and the ball goes to a ruck. Okay, Lawson with the ball here, taking it into contact and making some good metres. Gets his team moving forward, and good support play there to prevent Quins from turning that over. Oh, good little step back inside there by a Launceston player at number 12. Taken down just a little bit short. That's Alatimu, and stolen there by Quins. So Alatimu with a great break there. Just easily able to step back inside there. And take it down just in a last-ditch tackle and drop the ball. So, good scrambling defence. Good scrambling defence there from Harlequins. Player out there making that tackle, I think it was Lani Fahoko, possibly in the head gear. So Harlequins with a scrum deep in defence. They'll be looking to exit this ball safely. Not sure whether the ball will go to Whittaker Bowman for the kick or not. It's a good scrum there from Launceston. Driven that sideways, and the front row on that side for Harlequins. It's just collapsed. In fact, Jeff Outman from the second row has ended up underneath the front row there. So great drive, and Launceston will opt for the points. Just watch the great drive here from Launceston. Yeah, the prop on that near side to the referee just collapsed straight underneath.
Good start, Yessie. Good. Unlucky.
It's So Dunbar with the kick. Good start to Launceston so far. A lot of pressure on the Harlequins team. And Dunbar successful, pushing Launceston with a nice early lead. All right, let's see how Harlequins can recover from losing those 3 points. They need to get up quickly here. Noticed Sonny Amafu early on getting up defensively very quick, but got outside his opposition player in Alatimu, which caused that break, which put Launceston into that good field position. So kicks deep and falls into the hands of Bell. So Bell takes a bit of a run, just slowly waltzes up forward into Newton for Harlequins, wearing the number 7. No, that's Daniel Newton in 17. No numbers out left in the defence, but Harlequins quickly recover. There's some position out wide here. You can see that happening. They really didn't get out there, and Launceston make that break. Chip goes infield, but finds Havea, who'll have a bit of a run. Goes one way, goes the other. Well tackled in there by the Launceston defender. That's their halfback, TJ Peters. And Harlequins come right. So not sure what to do here. Mafu with the ball in his hands. He's got Colgrave around his outside, but well tackled. Whitaker Bowman back in the pocket here and goes with the kick. Lands again in the arms of Bell. So Bell finds Alatimu. And he goes wide. Ball just collected very low there. Deemed to have been knocked on. Simeone Tokamata running out there on the right-hand wing for Launceston. Just not quite able to get his hands on that ball securely. Give Harlequins another opportunity to scrummage here. Just another opportunity here to just get the scrum to tidy up. So referees just not happy with the position of the players. See if we can get this scrum underway. So contact's made, ball comes to the back. Halafanua takes it and looks for Havea, who can't hang on. Interesting decision there for Halafanua to decide to take that ball instead of letting Woollerman take it out and with a bit of better position. But they've shown their card, obviously, and Tautai Havea is one of those players who you've got to shut down, so getting him his hands on the ball early is something the Harlequins will be looking for. So Launceston with the scrum. Great ball and really well taken by Peters. Ball comes out very high to Scarf, who just manages to collect it, and then Alatimu takes it into contact and goes to ground. So ball's turned over there. Mafu finds Havea, bit of a canter, bit of a gallop, steps through. It was a great hit there. Nice contact by Johnson high on Havea. He wouldn't be used to that, and the big prop knocks him to the ground. So Harlequins, though, managed to regather. Ball comes forward by Newton. And ball's cleared out here by the front rowers for Harlequins and finds Altman. But makes no ground, and Harlequins have lost ground on that. Woollerman's now looking to his right. Finds Mafu, who's got Cameron Ransley outside him, and his little kick just finds the legs of Johnson and rebounds into touch. So a bit of a net gain there for Quins, but not really moving forward with any kind of intention. Halifanua comes to the front of the line out here to throw. The Harlequins captain. 5-man line out. Ball goes to Newton, who takes it nicely and pops it back to Woollerman. He finds Whittaker Bowman with the ball, and the pass comes off the hands of the Launceston player. And the Launceston back line in defence, they're off the line out, deemed to be offside. Woollerman with a raking kick here. He's a nice sure boot. They'll be pleased to have him back in their side. He wasn't here last week. And he's replacing Fale Ataleo, who's going to be playing from the bench today. So, Harlequins first opportunity in attacking territory with the ball. Line out comes to Outman at the front, but well intercepted there by Lyle. So Launceston win the ball, and the ball gets flung out there to Scarf, who throws it wide. And some nice play out there by Launceston, hanging onto the ball, and the chip goes through here. Ball's chased and gathered by Woollerman, who goes one way and then dummies back the other, but there's plenty of defenders in front of him. But he does a great job to hang on to the ball and give his team an opportunity to clear out of their defensive end. No one there to kick, so Havea has a go. Just hands it back there to his centre in Fahoko. But good defence there from Launceston, not letting anyone through. Ball comes back to Whittaker Bowman. And his kick does find touch. Just pushing up close to the 10-metre line. So interesting, a couple of times Launceston made breaks into the centre of the field and have kicked ahead. Not sure if it's the strategy that you really want to take against this Harlequins team. With Havea back there, if he's in any kind of good form today, we'll love the ball in space. He'll also be helped by David Woollerman, who's regularly played at fullback, who's playing at halfback. There's a very crooked line-out throw, but no, it seems okay. Whittaker Bowman takes it and kicks long into space. That's a great kick there. Got to get back and make sure that they get that ball out of there. So Launceston players come back, and I think have kicked that out on the full. Not sure if that ball was carried back. Ball was taken into the 22 and kicked from the 22 from inside. So the line out will be just over the halfway, but in the hands of Halifanua again. Line out comes down to Woollerman, who has a bit of a loose play.